Everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to lecture 4 of Digital Transformation and Innovation. My name is Ngozi, and today we'll be looking at aligning business strategy for digital transformation and innovation. My lecture today will take the following outline. We are going to look at the learning outcomes, and then we'll consider the digital revolution. Then we'll look at the key drivers and relationships aligning digital and business. And then we'll consider the change blocks of digital transformation and how we can now align our digital business strategy to achieve overall objectives. Okay, so let's go on. Today, we're going to, at the end of this lecture, we should be able to assess the digital evolution process towards identifying both characteristics and opportunities of doing business in the digital age, be able to identify key digital transformation drivers in business context, and be able to evaluate aspects of business culture and environment towards developing a digital business strategy that aligns with business vision. So let's look at the period of before this revolution. What was characteristic of that period is the fact that business and IT were distinct. There was no interwovenness. So at that time, we have the shifts began. After then, we have shifts, and these shifts were driven by technology. And up until 1970, that's when we had the initial mainframe computers. And then after this period, began to have more and more development, more and more changes, the launch of the internet, the convergence of IT to the birth of the ICT. And then in the 21st century, we have the internet revolution, which led to a rise in e-commerce because of the launching of the World Wide Web. So this period gave rise to the growth of a new paradigm, which is the fact that information technology is important in business. It can no longer be separated, and then it is an enabler of business. And this is what brings about the need for us to align technology with business. So before we proceed, we're going to look at some definitions. So when we're talking about digital transformation, what exactly are we talking about? So we're looking at how businesses can take advantage of technology, adopt this to deliver better experiences for their customers, manage risk, control costs. So basically, it's all about the transformational or disruptive implications of digital technologies for business in terms of new business models, new types of products and services, new types of customer experiences. So it's not just adopting any business or adopting any technology. It's about the strategy, taking advantage of the technologies that can work for the business to change your business model, change the type of products and services you deliver, and give your customers a good experience. Then also, we also talk about digitization. That is when you are able to make when you're able to make digital versions of anything physical, being able to make it available digitally. And then we have digitalization. So that refers to changes in business operations. So when a business is able to change its operations by leveraging on technology. So the core of this is the fact that there are a lot of opportunities. And then we also have innovation. So innovation is about taking advantage of the dynamic capabilities, identifying and seizing opportunities, and then implementing. Without implementation, there is no innovation. So now, what are the key drivers of digital transformation? Here, there are three of them: technology, economic, and sociological. So we have the high-speed internet, which has made globalization possible. And then with these technologies, we now have lifestyles are changing. As lifestyles are changing, people are changing, and businesses have to tie into this to be able to meet the needs of the customer. So here we're going to have our first activity today. I'd like you to answer this question. Which of these drivers impacts you most? And I'd like you to share your answers on www.mentimeter.com. So go on to www.mentimeter and share your answers. I'll give you a minute to do that. Thank you so much for sharing your answers. I'm so glad to hear all those feedbacks. So now let's go on with our drivers. So we're saying that in that digital age, there are a lot of opportunities that has come up for businesses because this period is marked by radical change. So we have innovative digital technologies, we have digitally enabled businesses, we have rise in innovation and creativity. There are new opportunities for companies, new things have emerged, and even the way pre-existing businesses are developing and changing is even different from the way businesses change traditionally. So what we're saying here is there's a difference between the industrial period, the industrial age, and now. At that time, it was marked with a process instead of what we have now, which is marked with focus on business model, core capabilities, and digital leadership. So leaders should be able to identify the tactical and the tactics and the means in which they will be able to take advantage, which technology to take advantage of to achieve the business goals. So the summary of it is that knowledge and information are strategic assets of the business. Now, since we know that knowledge and as information are strategic assets of the business, so this place here now we're going to look at the relationship. So the relationship. So we have the relationship between all these factors. We have digital transformation, consent digitization, digital markets, social identity. So we can see that all of them these are the things that determines the knowledge-based economy, because we are currently existing in the knowledge-based economy. So knowledge is central to wealth now. So businesses that are able to take advantage of this, they are the ones that can create wealth. Now, having this at the back of our mind, how do we now align digital and business? We need to understand the culture, we need to understand the environment, the customers, we need to have a robust technology infrastructure, and then we need to have a clear business vision, a clear business strategy. So when we're talking about business strategy, we're going to talk about that in the next slide. So now, what are we saying in all? We're saying that the culture of a business is very important. And then who are the people that drive this culture? The leaders are the ones that drive the culture. The decisions they take are guided by the belief system in the business. So a business that wishes to create a strategy that relies on innovation must change their culture to ensure the constant flow of innovation. And when they do this, there will be need for them they will be able to grow. Without strategy being combined with culture, there is no growth. That is the basic thing. There is no growth. So we're going to go on to the next activity here, and we're going to watch a video by Gerd Lehard. So I'll let you watch that. So because of time, we'll not be able to watch that today. Now let's go on to the next thing. So having understood the fact that we have we need to align digital and business, what are the building blocks of this digital transformation? So if you look at this model identifies the things or the blocks that a business needs to address in order to be able to change in order to be able to change and then ensure an effective digital transformation. So we have digital business strategy, we have the culture and engagement, we have business alignment, we have agile innovation, we have the digital capability, and then we have the tactical excellence. So we're going to explain this further. So for digital business strategy, we're saying businesses have a strategy. Strategy is a plan. But for the digital business strategy, businesses have to be able to infuse the business. They have to be able to embed that strategy into the overall business plan so that it will be aligned. It will not be separate. That is how to achieve success. And this comes by understanding the business culture. When they understand the business culture, then it will lead to change. So definitely roles can change and there will be capability gaps. So there might be need to have more people that know how in order to address these capability gaps. So businesses are constantly changing, they're constantly implementing, they're constantly checking their results and innovating, and then making use of tactics to know the right type of technology to adopt. That is how to infuse culture to be able to achieve our business strategy. So now we're going to look at having understood why and how, having understood the points and the things that we need to consider in the building blocks and the different parts of the building blocks in digital transformation, we now look at how we can develop a digital business strategy that aligns with the business goals. What are the things that we are going to or we need to consider? So yeah, there are 7 major principles here. we need to understand the business. What is the business about? What are our key proposition, our key values as a business? We need to be able to understand it. Then also we need to know your customers. Who are your customers? You need to understand the customers. What are their decisions? What drives their decisions? What are the things that motivate them? We need to do research and understand all this. Then we need to know your competitors. We need to understand what are they doing, what is new in what they are doing. And then understanding your current position as a business. Where are you now? Do you want to be? So that is what helps. And then we have our engine of growth. How do you want to grow? And then you have to know your resources. What are your assets as a business? What are the things that you have? What are your strengths and the opportunities? And how can you take advantage of them? So if you put all this together, it will help you to be able to develop tactics. And these are the specific details, the things that you want to do to achieve or to develop that digital strategy. In other words, what are the platforms that you're going to choose? What are the technologies? What are the tools? What are the equipments that you're going to use? And how will you be able to use this to achieve your overall business goals? So in order to ensure that your business strategy, digital business strategy is effective, you need to align with the business overall business objective, and that comes with understanding the business context and the business environment. So in conclusion, what we're saying now is it is an essential element for success is that digital business strategy and leadership are essential for success. So we cannot separate it. It is very important. It's not just about choosing. We have to choose the right tools, the right platform, the right equipment, the right technologies. So this is where we come to the end of our lecture today. And for additional reading, this is what we can use some of these tools, which will be on Blackboard for us to use. And then in the tutorial sessions, we also need to talk about how we can use further models to address or to assess the business environment. At this point, I would like to take questions, and thank you so much for today. So I'll be taking your questions now.